The Kombat Cast starts now.
Okay, guys, welcome back. We're about to check out the Kombat Cast and see some breakdowns from characters. I believe this is going to be showcasing Ashrah, Geras, and Smoke. Let's see what they're talking about this week in the Kombat Cast, y'all.
All right, and welcome to the new Kombat Cast. We're so excited to be back. I know it's been a while. Been very busy getting some trailers out there. We've been at EVO, which we'll talk about in a little bit. There it is. Yep.
I was waiting for it.
Kombat Cast. There it is.
All right, they're going to have like a better official opening than that.
I am Tyler Lansdowne, one of the community managers here at NetherRealm Studios.
I am Derek Kurtzik, one of the designers here at NetherRealm Studios.
Hi, I'm Tiago, and I am a art development director, also here at NetherRealm Studios.
There we go.
Weird.
We all work together. What are the chances?
So today we're going to talk with Tiago in a little bit about sort of creating stages and how that whole system works.
Okay, this is good.
Stephanie's going to come by. And
I like the sound of this.
We have Geras today, Ashrah, and Smoke.
Oh.
So we're going to do a character breakdown of all three of those characters. And at the end of the stream today, we're going to have a fight that QA put together, which again, like they did last time, is awesome. With Lee May and I believe Smoke.
So I'm an art development director, which means that I help the development of characters and environments. So I work with our extremely talented in-house art team and our external partners.
Who do amazing work.
Incredible work. All the credit goes to them. I'm here, but like really all the love and admiration goes to them because yeah, they have put together some incredible art this game, and we're really proud of what
and the level of detail that there is in literally everything. Yeah. And even the fun little Easter eggs.
Ooh, there's a lot of fun little Easter eggs. We've been able to put a lot of them in the environments, and we're really happy about that.
I feel like almost like, I mean, the stages just every game they keep getting better.
Like Groot in The Living Forest. If y'all haven't seen that yet, might have to throw a little picture up there on the screen for y'all.
You gotta keep your eye on. It's really
absolutely, absolutely. And with the new consoles, right? Like we've been able to do much more in the backgrounds than we've been able to in the past, and we have things like the lighting scenarios and things like that really kind of help. Give you some visual variety to the levels.
And give it life.
Let's talk kind of start to finish how this occurs.
Yeah. So I brought some artwork along with me, so we can we're gonna look at some concepts of the living forest, and we're gonna look at some speeds first. So if you want to cue them up. The first, our first step here when we start designing
these are this is MK11, so I wonder if they had
fleshed out concepts, and full credit goes to our environment concept.
I wonder if they had obviously it's a concept, so they had an idea to probably include this in MK11.
Want to kind of
how long does a speed take?
It really depends on the level of like completeness that we get to them. I would say these probably between all of them about a week. To get a sheet of them done.
It's funny they're called speeds, but then they're full-blown pieces of art.
They are full-blown pieces of art, and what we do with these speeds is we find areas of interest in them, and then kind of combine them into a final concept, right? So we'll find like, hey, we like the way this tree looks in this one, or we like the composition of this speed.
Pick and
choose, and we kind of combine it and Frankenstein it.
It's like an amalgamation of like many speeds into one thing that everybody agrees on.
Everyone agrees on, yeah. So we have a final concept with like a top-down kind of a view here. Here we go. So this is what the final concept for Living Forest looks like.
Oh, wow,
and then we
beautiful.
also do a top-down to just kind of help spatially kind of figure out how this thing is laid out, and this really helps our 3D environment art team. So like
this also shows some depth.
It does. It absolutely does. Yeah. And that's really important with our shoebox levels, right? Like we really want to have that depth and that parallax. So as you're kind of moving back and forth on the fight line, you have
the facial features in those definitely have depth as well. Like you can really see the detail,
cool depth
in these faces that they don't look like they're copy and paste from each other.
There's a lot of fun little things like the whole idea behind the Living Forest. This game, if you want to pull up the pan, we can talk up. Yeah, here we go. So a lot of the fun little things with this version of the Living Forest has been that the trees are almost like these ancestral kind of guardians that like they're tied to different families. So you have almost like offerings at the base of all of those trees of people that coming into the living forest year after year, kind of depositing these different offerings to the trees. And we have like little baby trees too that are just
little baby trees. Oh, little baby trees.
Little baby trees.
These trees don't look like they want to eat anybody.
They don't. No, these are really nice trees.
Did you get the 5-legged deer in or no?
That's for something else.
Oh, gotcha.
And like the sweet like God rays coming through the trees, and like it's great how like as you see it pan, how deep you can see, how far back the forest actually goes.
Exactly.
And adding that depth to a fighting game, it makes it feel so living and so living.
It's a forest.
That's living.
Right.
Yeah,
It's really
it's not just your standard 2D environments anymore. There really is just so much they're putting into it these days graphically.
Lighting scenarios, right? Like even the different lighting scenario for Living Forest gives it a
everything
completely
feels
different
alive.
vibe, right?
It feels involved.
We've seen it in a couple of trailers in the past, but yeah, I think it really helps. So huge shout out to the lighting guys, to the environment guys,
the art team all around,
everyone.
Absolutely.
Like honestly, fantastic work.
All right, so let's start with Smoke. I think when you think about Smoke throughout the last 30 years now, I think mobility is one of the things I think of. You look at when he was a secret character in MK2, he had super fast walk speed. He could walk up and throw you in like 2 seconds. Then you look at MK3, he had Human had the teleport punch, and then Robot had the teleport uppercut, and then all the way in MK9 he had the phase, the shake, smoke bomb, teleport. Like I think he's always been a character that can get in.
Always had mobility.
Exactly.
Always had mobility and ways to close the gap and also be right on top of you. Teleport punch.
Right. He's dangerous from full screen anywhere you want to hit a button. He has an opportunity to blow you up for it, and that continues in MK1. So let's take a look.
Let's do it.
But first, let's talk about his
All right, let's say it.
One of the new things you might notice is he has this knife, which is a karambit, which is from Indonesia, I believe. And he uses it in most of his normal attacks. You can see he has this slicey dice.
Slicey dice, yep. He's just cutting you up.
Low slice.
There goes your Achilles.
He uses it in his uppercut, jabs, and his throw.
Oh, right under the mouth. That's the worst. Yeah.
Another noteworthy thing about his normal attacks is he has a really good long distance overhead, which is his back two.
Yep. That covers some space. That's for dang sure. And that's going to put him right where he wants to be up close, right?
Exactly. And it is complemented by a low that could be a combo starter.
So he's got instantly the low overhead mix-ups.
Exactly.
The blender.
The blender.
Yes. Yeah, I think he's going to be an awesome mix-up character. So let's go over his special moves. You can kind of see how he plays up close. So how is he going to get that 50-50 going?
Yeah.
So the first thing we'll talk about is his anti-air options. One of his brand new special moves is this anti-air knife toss. Jump.
Oh, nailed it.
And pull you in. Jump again.
Closing
And
the
if he
space.
exits, he pulls you right up with a bunch of recovery, and then you can actually go into your mix-ups.
Right. So he has his own kind of get over here, if you will.
Exactly.
He's patrolling.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting,
So he also has a new take on the classic smoke bomb. He throws the smoke bomb into the air and then will drop down. This will track the opponent, so up close, he'll be real quick, and even full screen. He'll always go behind them, and it's an overhead.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
So can you anticipate it?
Exactly. So if you read a projectile, if you think it's crouch blocking because of the low, you can go for that. And the EX version has an extra special property. Instead of dropping down and doing that attack, he'll just drop down, and he'll be invisible.
Oh, no.
Because that's what you want, is to deal with somebody with overheads and lows and invisible.
Right.
Yeah, sounds like-
And it looks like it's one of the invisible moves where he's totally invisible. Yeah, like you can't even see him, You can only see little bits of his attack, so it's like you really got to kind of
special move is the classic teleport. This time
you really got to kind of be ready for that to come. Reptile had something like that where he would go. He had like his normal invisible move. This was in MKX, and you could somewhat see where he was. But then if he EX'd it, then he would be completely invisible, and you're just guessing at this point where he is. And this looks like it's one of those scenarios, so you got to make sure to keep your eyes open and be ready for the incoming attacks.
Is the classic teleport. This time it starts as a low, then goes into the teleport.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So if you EX it, you get a combo starter.
And that punch is
that's
very
nice.
like throwbacky to like
Exactly.
MK3
it's like a
robot.
new take on Robot Smoke.
Love it. I love it.
He also can cancel this one.
Oh, okay.
Cool,
Something
man.
I will never do. Nope.
Yeah,
I
people
commit
gonna be doing
at all times.
People gonna be doing like
teleport.
some of those
This time it starts as-
some of those combo resets, because you're gonna sit there, you're gonna expect yourself to think that he may go behind you, but then when they're engaging in like those 1, 2, 3 hit combos, and then do the fake out. You do the fake out teleport and then come back in. The combo starts over, and then at that point, you're going right into the next string. So you're going to really have to pay attention to people who really figure out these combo potentials with him, and anticipate the fact that you may have to block a few strings before you can find an opening.
It's a low, then goes into the teleport.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So if you EX it, you get.
I think it's pretty cool because
And that punch
I
is
mean,
very like throwback.
he could do a few combos
Oh,
before
cool.
he
Yeah.
even goes into that. I mean, this is just the teleport back, and he's already getting
And
about
that
5
punch is
hits there.
very,
You can
like,
get a few
throwbacky
extra
to,
hits
like,
before that, and then
MK3
teleport
robot.
and extend the combo even more.
I love it.
He also can cancel this one.
Oh, okay. Something I will
Yeah,
never do.
I like that.
Nope.
That is. I like those kind of moves that give you those abilities to have those
And there's a
resets
fun
and
property.
just kind
Yes,
of
cancel
you
it.
really fake out your opponents.
Turns invisible.
Oh, there we
Okay,
go
so you can
with
go
that
invisible
again.
in other ways.
I'm going to find you, but you punch me first.
And lastly, he has a new take on his phase teleport move. He will phase through, go full screen no matter where you are, and go in with his attack. And this can be used not just to close the gap and check the opponent, but it can go under fireball. So
We're still going, Smoke.
please fireball.
Let's see if you can do it. Oh, wow. First time Lanny.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
And this can also be canceled.
I was just going to
pretty sick.
ask.
That's pretty sick.
So instead of, you make a hard read on a projectile, if it has a lot of recovery, you can actually stop right in front of them and get a full punish.
And go into your business.
Go into
Or-
the business.
Exactly. If they're blocking, you can go ahead, stop in front of them, go for a 50-50, jump over, throw, whatever you want.
Cool. Did you do his throw yet?
I did.
Oh, okay.
How?
Oh, yeah, under the mouth. Didn't want to see it again. Just kidding.
When you're playing Smoke, what kind of what are you looking for in a cameo?
Great question. And I'm always a big fan of pointing out that you could show up on your weaknesses. Like, you'll notice he doesn't have a traditional projectile. So
Correct.
you could give him someone like Sonya who has ring toss. Or you can double down on what you have and maybe get even bigger combos. Or maybe you can use someone who has new combo starters and mix-ups options. But what I picked here is Cameo Sub-Zero, who makes counter zoning even better because he has a really nifty, tricky move where he coats you in ice armor and you become projectile immune.
Oh.
So let's wait for it to
That's
refresh.
something new. That's pretty sick.
Fireball me.
Fireball me.
Wow,
He is
man.
literally just absorbing fireballs and can walk you down.
And he's taking no damage from that?
Correct.
What?
He could also turn invisible and have it on.
But now,
Okay.
Yeah, but then you can kind of get an idea of like how close your opponent is, when it comes to that kind of stuff. So
Stray while he's trying to move around.
but still, that's
He could
pretty.
literally use
Those are some
Sub-Zero.
cool
Have
options.
Projectile immune, be invisible, teleport behind you, and then start doing 50-50.
That's very sneaky.
He is sneaky.
That's
I
very
think,
sneaky. Sneaky ninja.
and that's a great key word there, ninja, because I don't think Smoke's ever been this much of a ninja, in my opinion. I think it's pretty rad.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm loving it. I think it's very cool. You know me, I'm one of those in-your-face kind of players.
you do like rushing down.
Nothing but risk.
I think I had to remind you of the block button once.
Yeah, probably.
And yeah, he definitely feels like he's going to be high risk, but really, really flashy, very, very quick.
And that's when you talk about like how you want to deal with Smoke as an opponent. Risk.
Right, yeah, I think you're going to have kind of two strategies. One would be accept that he's going to counter zone you. Your fireballs are not going to be super
Sub-Zero
efficient.
coming in for the kick.
Play the game, patient, bait him out, punish him. Or the rushdown guy, and like someone like Liu Kang who might have faster normals up close, be able to poke him out, go for your own mix-ups, that kind of stuff.
Cool.
But he is definitely gonna bait mistakes, punish people that are, getting too big for their britches, and then go for his big combos and all that. And I think he's gonna be really exciting to watch.
Awesome. We should probably take a look.
So maybe he's going to be the kind of player. He's going to be the kind of player that
also goes with this
is. Here, let's pause it real quick. He'll be the kind of player that is more on the punish side than offensive side. I mean, you could probably exercise your offensive side as you would like to, with the character, but maybe his strengths are going to very much rely on him punishing with attacks or just punishing mistakes that the opponents are making.
Vacuum Mary, were you on screen? And it's an overhead. So check out this.
All right. Blam.
For Sub-Zero, that's new.
So any last?
I don't think we've seen that little fatal blow from Sub-Zero. Usually we see the one where the ice is going through the mouth or whatever, but that one is like he puts the daggers through your head and then does a little headbutt.
So, Ashrah is from Mortal Kombat Deception. She was then in Armageddon, and she's been absent for 17 years. There's a whole bunch of fans who have never even seen her in a game because they may have started with X or, who knows what.
Yeah, I started.
This is really exciting, and I am super.
If I could give a little bit of my timeline, I started with Mortal Kombat Trilogy. I played a little bit of Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, because I had it was like an arcade celebration type of bundle on Xbox 360 that I think came with Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat 2, and Mortal Kombat 1, and I played through a little bit of them, and but I was primarily playing Mortal Kombat Trilogy on Nintendo 64, and I actually skipped Mortal Kombat 4, Deception, Deadly Alliance, Shaolin Monks. I've actually never played any of those, but I did play Armageddon. And I think one of the biggest reasons I did is because I skipped Mortal Kombat for quite a few years, and I want to say it was right up until Armageddon was coming out. I was getting a look, honestly, at the roster, at the gameplay, and Deception, Deadly Alliance, and Armageddon were very similar in terms of graphics. Now, I'm sure that there were probably things and elements in the gameplay here and there that might have been a little bit different between each other, but at the time and at my age of my understanding, I was like, okay, Mortal Kombat has the most, or Armageddon has the most characters, and it kind of looks similar to, Mortal Kombat, Deadly Alliance, and Deception, and it had like its own separate adventure mode. It was the Conquest, and that's where I was introduced to Ashrah. She was briefly in the campaign for a little while, and that was when I was first introduced to her. So it is really great to actually see her back in this after so long.
Super happy to see her.
This is a brand new character for a lot of our newer players. Right.
And it's been so long since we've seen her. She's kind of been redesigned and reimagined anyway. So she's got a real fresh coat of paint. So let's check her out.
Let's do it.
All right.
So Ashrah is
I'm excited for her because her gameplay in the trailer was fantastic.
And when she slays demons with it, it purifies her soul. So she fights with the Chris all the time, and you could imagine that gives her exceptionally good range.
How many bad things do you think she's done that she's constantly having to purify her soul?
She is literally a demon from the Nether realm, so I think she's been a bad girl.
All right.
She's been through it.
All right. She's done a few bad things.
You can see almost all of her normal attacks use her weapon. Like, she's got a super good uppercut.
Which is going to give her good range instantly.
Even her sweep, uses her sword.
Little bop there.
Is that the professional term?
Yeah, we all know that's the bop.
I've played against Dan in Cinematics Plays.
Whatever she can combo off of that one.
Is one of those sort of
right there.
Right.
It looks like there might be too much time in the wake up or in the recovery.
We got a slashy slash.
There's Frost. What's up, Frost?
Frost throw.
And now let's go over special moves because they are.
I do like
very
Frost. I
unique
like her in
to
her
the
original
Kombat
form.
style. So the first thing she has is projectile, which is not
Nice.
fast.
It does
projectile.
have
There's a ton of
some.
real estate on screen.
It
Not
does
go
have
full
some time
screen.
to it that.
And it's not the
So
fastest
that's
in the world,
probably
but it
probably
reaches
something you
almost
wouldn't
to the
want to do
top
like
of
up
So you're not
close.
jumping it.
Up close.
Exactly.
Right.
Unless she has like armor or something. I don't know.
Good one,
It
Tyler.
also has crisscross, which is sword slash, which is an excellent combo ender, and
Yeah, just the
control kind of
combo
the ground
ender.
and the air. And what's one of the ways you beat like long range footsie tools?
You beat?
Beat it, yeah, by jumping. So you could say crisscross makes you
Jump, jump.
You really set these up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
look at the.
I
Okay,
don't
hold on,
understand
hold
why
on a
people
second.
say this is cringe.
Somebody's
I don't
back
get that.
No, not at all.
It's my least.
Crisscross makes you
Jump, jump.
You really set these up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, like this is Sindel, I think. I'm blocking it right now. Here, let me yeah, there was there were some people pointing out some things like in the background of this stage. This stage is like really beautiful. This also looks like it's set in Edenia, but yeah, this is Sindel that we have up here. And people are kind of like speculating whether or not she's gonna be revealed, whether she could be in the game. And I don't know, at least from what I was hearing, I haven't actually visually seen if this is exactly what people are notating, but from my visualization here, it looks like that is Sindel for sure.
Yeah.
look. I don't understand why people say this is cringe. I don't get that.
No, not at all.
It's my least favorite term on the internet, by the way.
So, did any of the attacks you were just showing have EX versions?
Yes. In fact, I'll show one right now. The sword uppercut, which when you EX it, allows her to combo.
Awesome. But the projectile.
Okay, so
and the
is it a combo that you can? It's not like a combo
My
ender.
least favorite term on the internet, by the way.
Yeah, let's hold on for a
Did any of
minute.
the attacks you were just showing have EX versions?
Yes. In fact, I'll show one right now. The sword uppercut, which when you EX it, allows her to combo.
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
projectile
So
and
you
the
can
prison
create your
crossing.
when you EX it, you can create your own
okay,
combo
cool.
in there. That's nice.
A pop-up.
Okay, cool.
So thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, team, no problem.
And then lastly, we have her ghost dash. So this is a cool move where she sends a ghost, travels as far
And
as
she
she wants.
becomes the
She
ghost.
can cancel it.
Nope.
And she can also do this quicker version that goes behind you.
But you're following it.
Exactly.
So, for the most part, she's got a bunch of range attacks,
Yes.
and she can get distance with her sword attacks. So she really kind of plays that mid to far game. And if you try jumping in at her, she has that special move that just is a rising sword attack that's just then going to allow her to extend air combos.
Exactly.
Nailed
So
it.
she can
But
there's
there's one
do that in
really
the air
cool
and make that ground by
mechanic
the air as
involved in all
well.
this that makes her just an added layer to make her a little bit more in depth.
Tell us about that layer. Let's
She can
peel that onion.
Tap into her dark side, and this changes
Yes.
the properties on most of her special moves.
Okay.
Her fireball becomes a ground spark. It can
Nice.
reach full screen.
Oh,
It's a
geez.
Short, medium, and far version.
Okay.
What's going on with
and
them?
so that you have to,
Is it
you have to
building?
choose which version, right?
Exactly.
It's swirling him right now. Wonder if it's like damage over time or something.
Sorry, I gotta turn it
He's
back
being
on.
affected by the dark
Gotta
spirit.
turn on the darkness.
Her shadow charge completely changes, and now it actually teleports her to the location,
Okay.
and she can again cancel it,
Okay.
or actually go directly to where the ghost is. And she can use that to go behind you, she can cancel it, and she can still do the quick attack.
Okay.
Now, one thing you might notice is when
I'm
she's
okay
doing
as
these
well.
moves, the opponent is getting dark side attached to them. which
Yeah.
can
Those
stack
little
up-
swirly things around there, right?
Exactly, which can stack up to 3 times. Once she turns back to light, all of her light attacks will then do an extra hit of damage,
Yes.
depending on how many stacks she has.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Now, some of the ghost slashes. Can you do any of those in the air, anything like
Yes.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, just to like pause real quick. That's what I liked about Katana's assassin variation from Mortal Kombat X, where it was within her fans. But I think if she it was kind of a move where she would sharpen her fan. So you do fan sharp, I think, 3 times, and then any move that she actually used that required her blades would do additional damage. And some of the damage opportunities when you would do your combos with the fans were really good.
She can do all the ghost slashes in the air and drop down.
Oh, jeez.
She can do attacks. She can have combos with it.
What can't she do?
Pretty much.
I don't think she has a command grab.
She does not have a command
Okay.
grab.
So
Or a pure soul.
So playing as her, your goal is really you're switching back and forth
Exactly.
to get
Yes.
as much damage as you can.
Yes, you're
Right.
wanting to switch it back and forth depending on the range you're at, what the opponent's tools are. And,
You can really min
And
max
you're,
your damage.
and you're locking them down
Exactly.
with distance anyway, too.
So, let's talk about cameos. I chose Frost.
Okay.
You might be saying, now how am I supposed to be switching in and out in the middle of a fight?
Right.
Yukang's going to be advancing on me. He might do his flying kick, his fireballs, and all that. Well, let's cover a couple of Frost moves. One is the ground ice, straight from Deadly Alliance. Super fast, low combo starter.
And it seems to cover like a majority of the screen.
Exactly. This is going to be a big time movement check when you're fighting Frost. You could let it rip at any time. It's going to be super dangerous. And that's going to keep the opponent on their toes.
And then boom, you've hit it. Swap.
Exactly. She also has Orbi.
Did she just like confirm another move while he was falling?
Let it rip at any time. It's going to be super dangerous.
It looked like she did another move as he was falling down.
Boom, you've hit it. Swap.
Yeah, look at that.
She also has.
That's kinda
Orbi
cool.
Orb.
Orbi.
You think that the combo's over right there, like he's in fall animation,
Boom, you've hit it.
but not really.
Exactly.
Like she can kind of convert into that as well. I wonder if you can do it anything else.
Sends a frozen orb out. A slow moving orb that'll freeze the opponent if it hits them.
And you gotta respect that, that's basically it.
Exactly. A perfect time to switch your stance, get your things going.
Cool.
And then lastly, she has this stalactite move that's a super quick combo.
I like
trigger.
that
Or if she holds
that,
it, she gets
conversion.
a secret special fourth move
What?
where she does these stabby stabs. And if you block, you can see this has. Can you
Lock.
freeze.
controller
It
and
has
lock?
it'll freeze them, won't it?
This will actually push you full screen.
Okay,
and
never
do
mind, I was just
chip,
kidding.
And that can get you
Giving
back
you
in
more
range
space.
to be going for your.
And that's a
switching
low
out.
too that you're doing there.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And now the meter burner hold down stabby stab. Did that cost any additional meter or anything like
I
that?
believe it's still the same as regular. I
Okay.
believe. Check out our fatal blow. I think the wings are so rad.
Yeah, huge fan of the wings.
it's an audible gasp during the fatality.
Yeah.
They're all coming in for you.
And that is Ashrah. It is super exciting to have her back. I love how we've, again, taken these almost 20-year-old characters and reimagined them.
Welcome back, Ashrah. Still a demon.
Awesome.
I enjoyed
you
her.
Set that up for me,
I enjoyed
you
her.
want to turn the buzzing off of that one. The other one is
Like I said, I think
So,
she's
Ashrah, so,
definitely
another
going to
character-
be a character that I'm looking forward to. It's nice that we get early on we're seeing some female characters really give us a good representation of the combos and the potential for the potential for devastation, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, again, her being able to use her sword to give her herself some combo increases when she switches over to the dark side. It's really interesting, how you can stack that up, switch back over, use your cameo to give you time in between to switch and such, being able to close the gap in from a distance, on both sides of good and dark. I really like how she has some good mix-ups as far as being able to get you from low and then take you high and start some things in there. You know what I'm talking about. So
Lost my mic.
We're good.
Whatever.
Super excited. I loved being in the crowd when you see a character like when Havoc popped,
Yeah.
when Ashrah popped, and you have all these people being like. And of course, there are some people, because I saw some videos later of people who it's been so long, like you said,
Yeah.
where they're like, who is it? And it takes them a second, then they're like,
Oh yeah, when you
that's
haven't
what it
seen
is.
a character for 16 years,
Right.
it's completely acceptable for you to have to think about who it is, or if you got it wrong, it's okay.
Right.
You know, like
I've been playing Geras for a little bit now, and I'm just starting to test those.
Geras was pretty popular in MK11.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think in this game he's definitely a thinking man's grappler and
Right.
brawler.
Oh, see that
Well,
may be a problem.
Could be a problem. So let's actually go ahead and talk about him. I am going to go with I went with Goro.
I don't know if we've seen this stage yet, but this is amazing. I want to guess that this is the daytime stage of the nighttime stage that we saw that had all the fireworks and whatnot. But you know, the color, it looks just very. It's just such a. It's like positive energy, you know, coming from this. It's not, you know, nothing. There's no darkness here. There's no dread. It's just very lively, very just kind of a joyful like stage, you know, with its energy and with the aesthetics in the background. It is just fantastic.
Mainly because I love Goro, and also he does help with my game plan a lot, and we'll go
Right.
through that in a little bit.
And you like a team of bigs.
And we
do.
could take some time to
So
maybe
just real
kind of
quick,
check
you guys
out like
have
what kind of things are happening back here. Hey,
Hey,
Goro.
Right? So you can do that.
Punch.
To,
Yep.
You can do that to sort of elongate combos sometimes, things like that. He also has Stomp.
You
Wait.
can't have Goro without Stomp.
Now listen, Stomp is different. Stomp takes your entire bar.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it is full.
See?
So I know people will be like, Stomp, you have to commit to it. And then finally he has a thing called the omelet toss.
What? Hold on.
I did the wrong button.
No, that's
Elongate combos sometimes, things like that. He also has Stomp.
you can't have Goro without Stomp.
Now listen, Stomp is different. Stomp takes your entire bar.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
full.
so you better
So
be
I know people will
careful.
like, Stomp.
If you're gonna
Do that,
use the
commit
stop,
to
no
it.
overusing
And
that
then
crap
finally
this
the thing
time,
called the
y'all.
omelet toss, which is I did the wrong button.
No, that's Punch Walk.
Punch walk again.
That's Punch Walk.
He has omelet toss where he will throw you up in
Yeah,
the
look at
air.
him like standing
Omelet
back
toss.
and just
Omelet
waiting.
And he will. So that can be grabbed like if you're ducking, for instance. That can be it can be used to
Omelet toss?
Don't do that. So that's what I use. Now I want to go through some of the strings, and this will all kind of make sense a little bit how he works. Probably my favorite string he has is forward 4-4, which is just hits the ground, pops you up. It's a low.
Do you make a little sandcastle there?
He
What
makes a
happened
little
there?
sand at the end, boom, knocks you up. So for this, then you can start doing your air stuff. Let's go over the air stuff real quick. He has 4 unique grabs he can do in the air based off his air combos. So he has this, where he'll give you the old pile driver,
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay, 7 hits, 233 damage.
choke slam.
Switch sides of the opponents
Yes,
on
you can
that.
That's a little bit less on the damage side. Still about 7 hits in there. Oh,
And when you say with different inputs, what do you?
Different punches in the air.
okay.
okay,
It
gotcha.
looks
Leads
like
to different things. So one
whatever,
is
you know,
one
he
is
confirmed into that, but it looks like he's going to be able to do a.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Lead
gotcha.
to different things. So one is 1-2 pile driver,
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Let's go back to where he missed.
You can see that
choke slam.
switch sides of the opponents
Yes,
on
you can
that.
choose what side to switch. And then you can do this with different inputs. I did it wrong, sorry.
Yeah, look, I mean, he can still
when you say with
converge
different
off
inputs,
of
what
that,
do you-
so that's kind of
Oh,
cool.
okay, gotcha,
Lead
gotcha.
to
Not
different
really
things.
so much
So
like
one
you
is
really
1-2,
have to
one
keep
is
the
2.
combo in the air, but
Gotcha,
you can get
gotcha.
that one hit in the air and converge on top of that back on the bottom.
Extend to grappling.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. Like
He'll knee you away.
Yeah.
air combat, just a huge fan. I just
It's
love.
so
I'm
fun.
so in love with it.
He also has this overhead, which is so it's not
What?
it's not safe entirely, but it's you can throw this out there quite a bit because you get a big amount of pushback and you're
Right.
back to back. He's got back 1-2, which is neat because this is that range where you don't want to be here, get a little closer, right? And that can be canceled too, so you can do like things like that.
Oh, you brought a buddy out.
I did. Let's do the throws real quick before I forget, because I know people get mad if we forget the throws, and I understand that.
They are very cool.
Goro comes in.
And Goro kind of got a glow up too, for
He
anybody
did a
that
little
didn't
bit,
notice,
yes.
right? From the earlier first views of Goro, he's gotten a glow up.
Oh, forget. I don't.
I feel like he looks like Mortal Kombat 1 Goro from the
And if a character
movie.
has a body,
He really looks
that's
like Mortal
instantly
Kombat 1
inspired
Goro.
by him.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is one of the cooler moves too. He's got. I think we've all seen the wall he can do.
He's got a little belly bump. Well, belly
and
bump.
you'll throw them through the wall. And here's the other thing: you
Chest
can
bump.
kind of throw this out like from distance. Let me get a little far away from you. You can kind of even like it's not a projectile, but it can be kind of feel like one in a way.
Right. And the beginning reminds me of how people block in No Mercy for N64.
It really does.
So that's important.
There it
too.
is. There
right.
it is. Yep. I'm gonna go over some specials now. So this is the one that changes his game.
Okay.
It's called Countdown, and he'll put a hourglass out, right? If, and this is what I was talking about. He wants to keep.
Oh, I see it. It's up there.
Like I want to. Got it. Now I have 3 loaded. Once he has 3 loaded, he can do it again. Up behind you, and now you are frozen. And the last move you take,
And it pops
is
up.
the reaction you have, like the frozen thing from the last game.
Right.
If you meter burn it, you have 3 already. Now throw a projectile. I wasn't ready yet. Try again. So if you're, I got to read.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead. So if you do that, you can. If you're hard reading things like that, you can get behind him and whatnot.
Sure.
So once you have that out, the game changes.
Right.
They are afraid of moving. Now it's blockable. It is blockable, but the game.
How are you going to block that?
I played with people where they're starting to read it.
Okay, all right, I got you.
Here's another thing. Go ahead and do some damage to me. Okay. Now we have it set to 1% right now, but when you do that, the other thing you can do is if you meter burn the snap like that, you can redo what you've done, go back to where you were,
Rewind time,
and get.
Oh my gosh!
What?
Nice. And
So-
that uses the same clocks that you would charge for the
Yes.
So
behind you.
you can charge the clock, and once that clock is fully charged 3 times or
Yes.
whatever, then you have multiple moves that branch from that.
Yes.
Wow.
Now this it
There's
gets,
another layer.
It gets better.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't show you one of the different strings on purpose.
Oh, okay.
So you can do this. This string, as you see, brings out an hourglass. And guess what? That counts.
Charge.
That counts.
It does.
Oh,
Let's move
that's
on.
cool.
Let's move on to another move.
Okay.
Sandstorm. Right?
I
Now,
mean, he
is there
already has
different
enough.
distances for Sandstorm, or is it track?
Yes, there are.
Different distances. Gotcha.
It also can be a meterless launcher.
Oh.
Right? So you can be like this
Nice.
and catch them, but I didn't do that. Meterless launcher. Now, where they're standing in the sandstorm depends on where they like. If they're at the back of it, they'll fly backwards. Or
Gotcha.
the front of it, they're front.
That's
forwards.
science.
Now, if I
So one of the questions that I do kind of have here, maybe we'll see this. Maybe it is just a time clock thing, or if it's an actual full rewind. Like when they were talking about how he uses that hourglass for an ability to be able to rewind the clock. To me, it makes it sound like the first thing I thought of was actually rewinding everything that just happened. So you literally, like, moves that you just committed completely wiped and you start back at a certain point, or it's just that the clock just goes back maybe like 20 seconds or something. I at least as far as I know, I've never really seen like the timer on this be kind of a problem that people focus on, or it being a focal point as far as, somebody like Geras, like, oh, Geras can put 20 seconds back on the clock. Woohoo. The fact that they call this like a rewind ability makes me think that this is an actual rewind of time in terms of everything that just happened on the screen. So I might go back to that again and check that again, because I can't remember where it's at, but let's just continue.
meter burn it, you got to set. See
Or
that,
we might hear something
clock?
about it again here in a
It'll
little
time
bit.
out,
We'll see.
and then explode. So you're kind of controlling space,
Right.
but that also adds to your clock.
Interesting.
So
And that's going to force them to either advance or back
my
up.
gosh.
Back up is good for you. Advancing, then
Right.
you can go for your mix
He is going to be the kind of guy you don't want to give time
you can do
to.
with that. I really enjoy just hitting it, and then you can, that's something for later.
Oh.
So it could change the way the game's played.
Yeah. He plays his own game.
What I just showed was world stop, just back forward 1. You can just stop time.
That's pretty cool. Like, I love like what they're doing with him as far as like utilizing his time to be, very front and center with his gameplay.
The time stop.
Oh man. He seems pretty nasty.
He is nasty.
Yeah.
He seems pretty nasty.
The effects are amazing looking too.
Yes, they are
Definitely.
for sure.
He does have a command grab, which you can throw
That's pretty
away,
cool too.
or you can throw towards. Oops, sorry. Like that. Mm-hmm. Now here's the fun part. Let's say you're in the corner.
Let's say you're in.
Now I would love Liu Kang to be in the corner.
Right.
So I can do that. Right.
Well, they're walking pretty
Yep,
fast.
there you
The
go.
walk
Or,
speed
if I
actually
would do
looks like it's
damage
pretty
anytime
quick.
You throw someone away from
Looks
the
like it's
corner.
pretty quick compared to what we were initially seeing.
cool.
What the?
Oh, that's nasty.
So if I'm throwing my so you can give up good spacing if you want to cash out that extra damage.
Damage or position.
Here, let's listen in on that one again.
Let's say you're in the corner.
Let's say you're in.
Now I would love Liu Kang to be in the corner.
Right.
So I can do that. Right.
Yep, there he goes.
Or if I want to do more damage, anytime you throw someone away from the corner, you get the one.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's nasty.
So if I'm throwing my so you can give up good spacing if you want to cash out that extra damage.
Damage or positioning.
Like
yeah.
is this gonna end the round?
Right.
If I do that, throw them out.
Yeah, totally.
At least I would.
Yeah.
So that command grab's really great. It can also it'll combo too. Like if it's in the air, you can't like combo on the ground, but if it's in the air, you can catch people.
The range on it is also very interesting.
Yeah, so you can do it from close, but also like right about here. So
Yeah, that's really, really
you
good.
always and also just point blank.
Right.
So he's pretty much good up close, mid, and far.
Far, he has a little more trouble far.
Sure.
Far, he's going to be able to set up his stuff.
I was gonna
but
say,
not
then you're
as
just-
much press advantage.
You're putting up
right.
clock.
But
Right,
you'll
right.
also you can start getting hit with projectiles during that period.
Right.
Right.
And also like you will notice the more you play against the Geras, the snap thing. I've been blocked on it a whole bunch of times because people know that you're trying
Sure.
to set that up.
But now, obviously, then if they have the mental stack where they are then focused on blocking it or punishing
Mm-hmm.
it or doing fireballs, that means that's your opportunity. You've established that, you conditioned them. Now he could advance forward and go for his overhead, his low, his grab.
Right.
If you're doing something that makes the opponent pause, then you've won.
And is it more dangerous sometimes to hold it for a full round?
Exactly. Yes.
Right. And also, they may forget they're looking for the snap, and now they do a combo to you, and you just rewind out of it. You
Yes,
use it for that.
That's a great point.
So next thing we
hear
got.
hear them
this
talk
is
about
this is
rewind
a-
out of that.
there we go.
Let's listen to that real
We
quick
got this
again.
burst.
Then you've won.
And is it more dangerous sometimes to hold it for a full round?
Exactly. Yes.
Right. And also, they may forget they're looking for the snap, and now they do a combo to you, and you just rewind out of it. You
Yes,
use it for that.
That's a great point.
So next thing. we got,
Rewind out of the combo, so it sounds to me like it's completely rewinding
We
time.
got this burst, right? Denial here.
Like, can we
And
please
it's
like
just,
see
you
this
know,
like actually happening?
Get off me. Right.
Nope.
But I would say that's not the only time you can do it. But the cool thing is, it is his metered. It does a
His armored.
armored move. Yes, sorry.
Oh, okay.
So let's say I'm in the corner, and I want to wake up to it. I can. Oh, not me. There we go.
Gotcha. Get off of me.
And
Get
it's
off
really
me.
good if like I get jumped on the like in the. So if, like
Yeah.
Oh
it's just
wow!
your get off
Can
me tool.
converge from the
yes,
air
for sure.
too.
so he does have that. One fine. I mean, Geras. It seems like he has a lot. I
that's
will say once you start
certain- in
playing
that,
it all sort of
particular
flows together
circumstance.
very, very well.
Right.
Once you start getting the game plan down, he has this move here, which is really cool. So go full screen for me. I can do this, and now look, I am
Uh oh.
ethereal. Now hit me. If you hit me, I can take it.
And he's
I can
fast,
take a hit,
too.
Right? So hold on, and then I will go back where I started. You can do that with projectiles.
Oh, really?
But now I can do like things like this, where I will walk you down. I know I have a hit I can take, or I can walk you down, and you're like, "What's he doing? What's he doing?" And I can still do moves.
That's so cool.
Now here's where it gets crazy.
This has been pretty crazy already. Like, I don't know what the next level of crazy
Yeah,
could be.
we've never done one of these. We're like, but wait, there's more.
There is one more thing which I've actually had QA make a video for because I am not good at doing it yet. But it's really cool. So the meter burn version will freeze time, and you're able to use your clone and yourself. You'll see. Let's take a look at that video.
Whew.
Hey, reptile.
That's so cool.
Right.
It's really giving me some Kenshi vibes.
You know that part is will probably be the last thing I put into my repertoire, and it'll
Right.
probably be something simple for myself as just an average player. But I've already started finding things that I can do with it. So that's Geras. I think he's a ton of fun. I've really enjoyed.
His fatal blow.
You're right.
I was gonna say he didn't do his fatal blow, bud.
Let's do that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, right. So it is.
He almost
from about
messed up.
Where you start a battle is where as
I don't know if we have seen it yet.
Teleports to you and grabs.
Yeah, that is Mortal Kombat 1 movie Goro. This is movie Goro.
So painful looking.
He'll be fine.
Punches you back into the past. Okay, we saw a little bit of it. We saw a little bit of it in his trailer, but they kind of like, they kind of cut away from that point during that moment.
As I told your brother, I'll abide no vigilantes.
You misread our intent, Li Mei.
The Lin Kuei are not assassins in this one.
She has plenty of frost. I misspoke, but I was right about the sector.
All good.
It's all good.
All right. Starts off with that overhead. So one cool thing about her dropkick overhead is she can actually hold it and not commit the overhead part into land.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice. That is pretty nice from Smoke and how he was actually able to go right into Sector there with hardly any pause. Yeah, let's check this out again. So it counters.
And not commit the overhead part into land.
Oh, really?
Yeah, look at this. Like the pressure is like on with him. That's a really good string. That's a really good string from him. And then he went in Viz there.
Doesn't backbend.
It's such a great way to lock them down.
Oh, nice. Okay, looks like these guys been practicing with these characters.
He's exactly what you expect.
Right.
Teleport, flamethrower, immune
Some low poke and
Yeah,
So
that's
that
definitely a move that is very punishable for her if it's blocked.
One of the fastest.
That's nice. Okay.
I love her slide pop up.
yeah, me too.
It's so much fun to use.
Oh, hits the fatal blow.
The life staggers.
To secure the round, baby.
No, he smoked.
The ending of this fatal blow is one of my favorites.
Oh wow! Did you hear Smoke? Smoke was like, "Oh my God, don't do it!" Or, "Oh my God, it's about to happen."
Fight.
Oh, big.
Uh-oh.
That is
Big punish.
Ooh.
Yeah, man, look at that. Nice. Wow, nice.
Smoke going ham.
really
That was
good.
a lot of hits on the smoke combo there.
Yes,
I
I mean
like
that
it.
was very nice from him.
Oh.
Oh, excellent. Tricky.
Wow.
Uppercut.
Does that sector uppercut track?
Yes, it does, and it pops up for the combo.
Nice.
Like obviously you let a block there instead of holding
Right.
through it, like because the combo would have been over, but second comes in.
Establishes the rocket again.
Oh, smoke just smoking.
Good dominant win there.
Yeah.
Final round.
I do like what I'm seeing from him so far. Oh, that was nice. Nice little anti-air from her.
Real quick on.
Well, smoke is getting a lot of jumping, so you got to use the lantern to prevent it.
Bring her, and she's gonna get it. Oh, gotta get up punish. Okay.
Super fun.
Nice use of sector there to just get rid of that other camera.
Yes. Here you can see, trading distance. Oh,
Oh,
there she goes. Ooh, committed to the knee.
Okay.
Breaker, though.
Block
Remember, in
breaker.
this game, breaker takes 3 bars.
right.
And you have a cameo too.
Exactly.
Well, more like combo breaker.
Ooh.
Smoke is not holding back.
Setting
Here
up
we go with the
pressure.
next
There
setup.
you
Do the EX anti-air smoke
Uh-oh.
bomb to set up.
Li Mei,
Smoke
why?
bomb Or the sector rocket.
go. Smoke on it. Love it.
There it is.
Love it.
My favorite MK3 fatality.
I'm glad we were able to throw it in there.
One of my top 5 all-time favorites.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank
The
you.
Sector
for that,
Classic.
to the QA team, always putting together amazing fights, doing great stuff down there.
I think that we've seen some solid stuff from Geras. We saw some good stuff from Smoke. And then for as far as like the breakdown characters when it comes to Ashrah, I thought her gameplay again. I love how she has some alternate versions to herself, how she'll be able to kind of change up her damage potential and really be able to use cameos to really enact those moments to be able to switch up her the versions of herself. And again, you know, seeing a little bit from what we are seeing here from Lee May, I don't know, man. I feel like Lee May is gonna be one of the characters that you're gonna have to be careful with, you know, because she seems like she can have a few good combo potentials. I feel like she might be a character that may not be too like rush down as far as that is concerned. She may be a character that you're going to have to be patient with and pick your timing when it comes to punishing characters and whatnot. I feel like she's going to be pretty solid as far as being able to have the help with cameo characters to help her, you know, close the gap, give her some of those extra combo extensions. Again, as what we've saw from Geras, he is definitely gonna be a character that I feel like a lot of people are gonna dread with his potential. And still, like I said, as far as like that time rewind, we didn't really even see, I guess, on screen how that works and I was thinking, going back to the original conversation of what they were talking about with him, about how when he has that hourglass stacked up, he'll be able to have a moment where he can rewind the clock, and you'll have to replay events that just happened. But again, not really so much replay the events, but you'll have to do things over, and everything you just did would be erased. And it kind of sounds like they solidified that thought when they said, okay, you know, you were in what Tyler said, you would be in a combo, and then he could rewind the clock, and it takes you all the way back before the combo even started. If I heard that correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what it sounds like, what he can do. And his potential when it comes to using his hourglass, when it comes to freezing time, they've really added onto that, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, you know, when he releases. And again, you know, when it comes to these characters, day one, we're going to see characters who are going to be very monstrous when it comes to their combo and damage potential right off the bat. You know, for example, like with MKX, Melina had some really good combo and damage potential with her roll and whatnot when you would EX a few of her moves, and after a couple patches, they totally patched that stuff out. You weren't even able to do it anymore. So this is going to be one of those things, again, where characters are going to be overpowered at first. We'll see how that works out. And then, you know, through the balances, yeah, you know, we're going to see some characters that are going to get nerfed. We're going to see some characters that are going to get buffed. We're going to see some characters that are going to probably not have combos that are going to work out for them later down the line, because of, you know, when they see the feedback as far as, you know, what we're seeing and scale of how these characters rate from one another. You know, we'll see what happens. And again, like they say, this is still a work in progress. There will be time, another month, just about another month and a week before, actually, yeah, another month and a week before this game comes out. So there'll be time to probably see if anything as far as some of these combos and stuff changes when that happens. So guys, that's all that I have. Definitely had some delays. My internet kind of went down a couple times. Not like internet box, but for some reason YouTube just like crapped out, and I had to kind of recapture a couple things on the YouTube side of things. So glad that we got through all this. I will try to condense this down as best that I can. And I was excited to see some of Smoke's potential. He looks to be like he's going to be solid, and it still looks like there's going to be a lot more of him to come in that regard. And like I was saying about Lee May, I hope that we can see some more potential from her when it comes to her as a standalone character and what combo potential she'll have outside of cameo and so on and so forth. And Ashrah, like I said, I'm really excited for Ashrah because she looks really solid. and her combo potential between good and evil is gonna be one to be reckoned with. So if you guys enjoyed this breakdown of the combo cast, I said combo cast, of the combat cast, and you would like to see some more of my analysis and reaction to this type of content, make sure to stay connected to the channel, because I will continue to bring my opinion once we see more characters revealed and whatnot. I don't think we've seen like have we seen a breakdown of Kitana yet? I don't think so. I don't think that was in Kombat Kast 1. If it was, I can't remember, because a lot has happened since the first one. I'll have to probably go back in and check it, but you know, she's gonna be one of my favorite characters to pick up in this game, and I would like to see some more breakdown of what her character is capable of, as well as some other characters. We still have some more reveals to get through. Who's gonna be in this game, who's gonna be playable as far as that's concerned, you know, who's gonna be cameo. I'm sure the next trailer is going to be exciting. You guys will see a reaction from me when that time happens, and again, I will make sure to bring the analysis and my speculation on what we're seeing from the game so far. So if you guys also enjoyed this video, you can throw a like on it, and if you want to comment down below and let me know of what your reception was of this latest combat cast and what we got to see from these special characters featured, let me know about that in the comments, and I will catch you when the next one is ready to go. Take care.